Too hard for me to give them a real solid grading just because I don't know a lot of the guys that they picked up.
I'd have to agree with you. Yeah, I have to see how they do. We'll have shows going again during next week's season or scheduled series season. The whole month is a season. And I guess they have Swiss Beats. Swiss Beats was here several years ago, spelled the same way, so I'm sure it's the same guy. I don't know what he's playing now, but he was a goalie then, and I actually had him on my team for a little while back. God, it might have been 14, 15. It was quite a while ago, but he was a solid goalie for the short time I had him on one of my teams back then. So if that is the same Swiss Beats, welcome back, and sure he's still as good as he was then. What's the next team you got on your sheet?
I got the Toronto Maple Leafs next.
So that's with Peck and Matthews. Here they are. So yeah, Peck
Yeah,
and
these are.
Matthews, two sophomore players coming to their second season in the Moves. Rookies last season. I actually drafted them. I thought they were good players. Our team just seemed to be missing some, so I made some changes. And they went over to Avalanche. I knew Peck wanted a team last season, but with the rule of the rookies, I told him to hold off, and he played his whole season and still come back wanting a team. So excited to see what they can do. I know they're both really good players. You got Shotzi, real gentleman, Snook, Chaos King, and they got their buddy Busy over there, real good lefty, and also can come in at left wing as well.
Yeah, this is a team that, from what I'm hearing, is going to be one of the top contenders. I was just in a party with a couple guys, and they're like, "Yeah, the Maple Leafs are definitely going to be up there in the standings." They're thinking that those top guys, Bartlett and Shotzi, are going to be towards the top of the MHL point list. So we'll see if those predictions come to fruition. I am excited to see. I don't know how you pronounce it, but you mentioned his name, Beasy. I think you had him last season, but he was a guy that I definitely see as way high value compared to his one bod take in the draft. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Beasley's a good player. I think anything below 10. I mean, if my honest opinion, I would go 15 or more on Busy just from the time I had to play with them. All them guys, Pex, Matthew, Busy. I know Fresh dropped out of the draft, but he was a real good D last year. Them guys are really good guys too. They might not see him in chat a lot. Even in team chat, they're quite quiet. But getting the party and during the game nights, they're always showing up. Real great, real good guys in the party, good players. So, um, I'm expecting a big season for them. I definitely see them up in the top five right now.
cool. Yeah. I agree. The next team in the Brent East Division, I think, is the Niagara Ice Dogs. Pogs and Surprise Me on my list, if you want to bring that one up.
Yeah, my list is not by divisions. I should have went to your list, but I will find them.
To be honest, I don't know how I found this list. It was one of the links that was posted in our chat, and I was like, oh, this one's nice. It's got little logos and shit.
There they are, Ice Hogs. Yeah, we got three links posted in the chat. You got one, I got one. I wonder what the third one looks like. Yours is pretty. So Ice Dogs, we got Pogs. Surprised me. Pogs is he was actually on your team last season, which surprised me as your co-captain. Pogs was here back in season 35 was his rookie season, and he took some time off. While surprising, he's been here every season since then. Been your co-captain what 2 or 3 times, and I think he code with someone else in a different season, or maybe that's just the season with Pogs. Them two guys playing together, I've always felt were kind of deadly. Now they got Floyd and Master America in the mix with them, and then looks like they're bringing Lyman for as goalie, and Hollywood as goalie in theirs too. So to me, the Ice Dogs are looking really tough right now. And you played with these guys last season, so I know you know a lot about them and a lot about Surprise Me, just, probably more so than any of the other guys here.
Yeah, if I was, going to be a fan of any of the teams, I'm definitely rooting for those two guys. Pogs was an awesome guy to play with. Same with Surprise. I know they're really familiar with Flode and I've heard really great things about Master America. So yeah, I'm expecting a definite appearance in the playoffs, and more than a first round, um, more than a first round run at it too. Hollywood was an awesome goalie that I thought he played awesome last year, getting stuck on a team that didn't do so well, but he was a leader on that team, and I think he's going to bring good things to the Ice Dogs.
Yeah, I think the Ice Dogs are going to be, one of the I really see them going a long ways. A big fan of Pogs, big fan of Surprise Me. I play with them guys a lot. Outside of the Moose, I played with Pogs a season here in the Moose, so I know how they are together. And then I played against and a little bit with Float. I know how he was with them, and then just seeing Pog, Surprise Me, Float, and Master America on a team together over here is just it's I don't know. I think I look at it as a very awesome team. Good job to them guys going into that draft. I mean, they've all played together, good chemistry. So yeah, we're 3 teams in, and there's two real good teams right there, and just we got to see what RJ's team's gonna do. A lot of rookies there, but I'm hearing there's a lot of good rookie talent in the pool. So which one do you want to hit up next?
Sorry, I got some noise in the background. Let's go with Florida.
Florida. All right. Give me 1 second, fam, and I'll have Florida brought up here. Panthers. Miniwick and Sophisticated. Yeah, these guys are actually a team, and then Miniwick, they split, went to the Vegas Knights, and then they come back together. It was kind of good to see them kind of reunite. Looks like they had a good draft. Getting Raceboy for $20. I believe in Raceboy's part time. Am I wrong about that? Do you know if he's part time or full time? I'll just say this. I think if he's part time, I think 20 is a little high. If he's full time, not high at all. Turk, real good D-men. Jim from Flies, the rookie last season, over there on the Rangers, did real well for them. Had a good run in the playoffs. And then it's Q's back, drafted by the Panthers. I'm not sure where I place the Panthers. I think they look pretty good on paper. I like the players that they have, the ones that I know there. So I really have not a huge prediction for them. Let's see how Miniwick is away from Gao and how they get things going. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think they're going to struggle more this year. I don't think they have as much offense as they did last season. I mean, Raceboy's going to be great on D. I don't think he even wants to see himself go for that 47 bod. PGH Reaper, maybe an underrated player. I know he's a player that's played in other leagues. For some reason, I seem to remember playing with him not being too bad. So I guess it's kind of a toss-up for me on the Panthers. We'll see what the season brings if they make any trade moves, but I think they're kind of a bubble team right now.
Yeah, I have to go back to my comment because I was looking at the wrong one. Looking at Raceboy's name and Jelly's price. So at 47, yeah, I have to retract what I was saying. I think 47 for any player is quite high. And then I wasn't sure if Raceboy was part-time or full-time. I thought he was going part-time for summer, but I could be wrong. But yeah, sorry that you got $47 on your Raceboy. You got a lot to live up to this season. All right, where do you want to head next?
Your former team, the worst. How do you say it? Worcester Railers.
Worcester. Or Worcester's? Yeah, I
don't know. I was with some team last night, and they were trying to tell me how to say it, and it wasn't like I wanted to say it.
I ran the team for 3-4 seasons out from the Midwest. I just called them the Railers, but I had some guys from that area on the team, so they were saying it for me most of the time. But Yakif and Power Kill. So BBX, what are you known for? And Power Kill for the old Moose vets. If you're not aware, that is Quantum Tech, long-time Moose vet. I believe he possibly ran some teams in the past in the MHL, but I know he's been around the NHL quite a while in the past. Good to have him back this season. They picked up Jelly, Rondon, Sins Daddy, and Carlson is God. I've seen him. I believe I ran into some club. I've heard some things about him, but I'm not quite sure. I know Rondon is excellent D man. Going to do really good on D with them. And Yakif, offensive player. But he can also back check real well. And if his team's in a pinch, he can drop back to left D and do really well for him. Um, Quantum used to be a goalie. Sorry, Power Kill used to be a really good goalie. He's playing forward now, and from what I've seen of him in NHL 20, he's become a really good forward. So between him and Yakif and Jelly up front, and you got Rondon in the back. Since Daddy is one of their goalies. Tricky HG, if I'm correct, is a goalie as well. So, and if it's who I'm thinking of, used to be Cam Nets. He's a solid netminder. But I can see the Railers possibly having a much better season than the Railers did under my watch last season.
Yeah, I think they did pretty well with the draft. Yakov was pretty impressive last season. I think he was playing with Owen. I was pretty surprised with how well he played. I didn't know that Power Kill was Quantum, so that just kind of like upped their value to me. I thought he was pretty good when I played with him back in the day.
Yeah.
Jelly's always good. Like you said, Rondon's going to be awesome. And I think their goalie combo is going to do them, more than they have to keep them in most games. So they're definitely a playoff-bound team. How far they go, we guess we'll find out.
Yes, it will be interesting. Good luck, Railers. I'll be rooting them on. Big Railers fan, no matter who has the team. All right, moving on. We'll go to wherever you want to go. I will still choose.
Let's go to the Coyotes. They're next on my list. Arizona Coyotes. This is a team that we actually scrimmaged against them 3 games in a row last night. It was super fun. Had some really close games. The first game we lost 1-0. Second game lost in OT, and then finally we put a win together and went to bed happy. But I think they got a strong team. Collinelli and Truly are definitely good captains to have. I mean, 2 veterans that have been around for a really long time, and you got a captain or ex-captains on the team, Owen and Finn. Rye guy, Hall of Famer. I think they got a lot of experience over there on that team, so they know how to win. And I'm expecting them to also make a trade. They got 77 bods, so they got room to bring over some offense too.
They have a lot of good players, a lot of Moose vets over there for still having 77 bods left. That's quite impressive. Guess that's with their cap space too, but yeah, that's still good. I mean, Collinelli and Truly, 2 longtime vets, great defensemen. Truly's got they both have some cups. They both have run teams singly, so teamed up together, and their knowledge of players, their knowledge of playing defense. You got Owen Wilson, Finn, Earl Sweatshirt over there, like you said, Rye guy.
I'm kind of wondering if they had a plan with that. Look, these last 4 guys, just one bod.
Yeah, and crazy how they're feeling. You got Maserati, you got Payment, Rubber Ducky. I haven't got to see this Rubber Ducky. He is a rookie, but I've heard a lot about him in some parties and chats I've hopped in and out of through the scouting time. So, yeah, waiting for week 1 so I can see some of these rookies go. Yeah, so far I have to say a lot of these teams are really comparable. Can't really say what's going to go. It's not a lot. Only half the teams are going to be heading to the playoffs as it is, and right now it could be anyone for what we've covered. So
yeah, pretty much every team we mentioned, I was like, oh yeah, they're going to be pretty solid. So
yeah,
you want to move on to the Blackhawks?
Yep.
So Chet on top and Monopoly.
Monopoly.
So I had both of these players on my team last season. A lot of my players have now chosen to go on and captain.
I see that. You're breeding captains. We enjoy that. So they've got Iverson over there. I'm not really sure of the other ones. They have a lot of rookies too, but also Chet and Monopoly, their second season into the Moose, so they're still fairly new. I'd say Iverson, I think, will be entering his 3rd season. That's the player that stands out to me. No offense to the other guys on the team if I'm not mentioning you. Pay attention to other shows because I'll be watching all the guys I don't know much about so I can get coverage and See what you are about, so I know what's going up for better shows in the future here. Um, yeah, I don't know much about the Blackhawks. I think I thought Chad was a good player. I didn't get to see Monopoly a whole lot last season. He was what was he, BDZ or OG BDZ?
Yeah, he was a PlayStation guy, and to be honest, this is a team that could be surprising. I know Monopoly does not want to lose. He was the guy that last season wanted to make sure that he was playing with the top guys. He wanted to score, and his stats showed that he could score. I think he was averaging like 5 points a game, so he knew what he was doing with the puck. And I think these guys that he drafted, they're not going to be any slouches. So I'm suspecting that they're going to be point producers, and they're going to be a team to be watched. I don't think any of the names stand out to any of us.
No, exactly. And with you saying that about Monopoly, then yeah, I would definitely, if he wants to play with the top guys, he wants to win them games like that, then I'm I have to look at this team could be a lot stronger than what I possibly think, because that type of person is not going to just go out there and just start drafting to fill a roster. He's got the guys he's looking for. I'm sure they did some scouting. Right. Let's jump over to the Wichita Thunder. I just happen to have them right there with the Felty Pack and Minesweeper.
Okay. Yep.
Felty Pack was the co-captain last season of the Thunder with the just the scrub, and Minesweeper was their center. So on the scrub was gonna move to a different team, but ended up just going back to the draft pool. So looks like Felty took over the Thunder rights and brought Minesweeper in. Minesweeper I thought was a terrific center last season. I got to scout him beforehand, missed him in the draft, but wish I could have picked him up. I thought he was a great defensive center, pretty good at the faceoffs during the time that I played with them. Scrub always talked highly of him, and yeah, I had a hard time defending that team when we played against them. And then they got Barstool over there, Undershot Kid, and it's Mox. So Undershot Kid at 1 BOD and it's Mox at 1 BOD. Those are two pretty good steals. I mean, they're not high dollar BOD players, but they're both way better than $1 right there. That's guaranteed.
Yeah. I don't know. This is a question mark for me. I think Felty and Minesweeper, they're going to be a good combination captain-wise. I remember playing Minesweeper last season. He was really tough in the circle. I think he's going to be playing center. Barstool's another great player, but I don't know any of these other guys. Undershot Kid I played with for in the past. It's Mox. I don't think he's the same player that he used to be, so I don't know. I don't think this is going to be a team that's going to go far unless they make a move or two.
Yeah, I definitely can see some moves being done on this team. They got some good names there, but they might not all have the chem together. I know Undershot Kid and Mox had played together before, so there could be some chem there. So it all depends. But yeah, Mox might have lost a step or two, but I still think that's a steal at the 1 BOD. Right, what would you like to move on to?
Okay, let's shoot back up to the Red Wings here in the Brent West division.
Gao JP Nasty. Gao coming back with the Red Wings again. He's been holding that franchise for a few seasons now. A couple different co-caps on the way. So this time he's got JP Nasty. I believe he's a rookie this season or come in late last season. Gaudu had Iverson in there, did some scouting, and then grabbed JP Nasty. So I haven't got to see him, but I'm assuming if a guy's getting picked up as a co-captain after some scouting, he's probably got some skill there. Now, their highest paid player is Disney is Greedy. Was on the Rangers last season, had a good run with them. And then you have Costa at 26. And shit, Costa, you put him on D, you put him in net, he can help you out wherever you need him at, really. So I haven't seen him at forward, but I'm assuming with his skills of D and what I've seen him do in net before, is sure he can walk up and help someone on forward if he has that available. They have Victory is Mine on their list, just to get that out there. Victory doesn't have time and is not on there, so they will be receiving a replacement shortly for Victory is Mine. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about them. Costa and Greedy really stand out to me. Deason, He can give you some good games on defense. They had him last season on the Railers. But Gal's made the playoffs each season. I'm sure he'll make some trades. Looking at this roster, I'm not sure what he has in mind where everyone's going to be playing. I see he's got Redskins Scallon back, and him. I believe that's who he uses the net. Played against the last season, and net was really good. Yeah, I don't know where I would really put him at. I think with a few moves, he could look a little bit better compared to the teams we've gone over. He's always made the playoffs. I think he will. I just don't know if I put him up in that final four of the playoffs right now.
Yeah, and something that may be handicapping him is Disney's definitely worth the odds. I would say if there's one player out there that I wouldn't mind playing with at that high amount, he's definitely probably be one of them. He is awesome to play with. He's a good guy, and obviously has a lot of skill. Costa's awesome to play with too. I think if he plays with the right guys, he can be really effective. But they don't have a lot of cap space. They only got 100 bods here, so they got like maybe 10 or 15. I can't remember what it adjusts to, but not
Yeah,
a ton of
15.
room comparing to some of these other teams with 77, 80, 73. Some of these teams can make some moves. I don't know. They're a little handicapped with these guy at 46 and 26. But you don't want to rule out Gal. Like you said, he's made the playoffs the last couple seasons, so it's crazy what a couple moves can do to a team anyway.
Oh yeah, yes, definitely. We both have seen that.
Yeah. This will bring us to I think one of the stronger drafted teams, the returning Vegas Golden Knights with Hoodler and Jules.
Yes, yeah, Hitler did the drafting, and I think he did a very well job. I know they have a lot of the Team Toxic trademark going out there for that team. That's just the Team Toxic thing from chat. What you get whenever you get Vanny or Hoodler, the Team Toxic always follows them around. Great players. I know sometimes Vanny will get frustrated, and some teams work for him, some don't. He's got some good players around him compared to some other seasons, so I think it could work out for him over there. I think Hoodler doing the drafting knew what he wanted for players to put around him in that. So it's just I got to watch most of that team get put together during the draft, and it's quite amazing some of the players that Hoodler was getting to put on a line with them.
Yeah, I thought they did really good, and they're one of the teams where they have more than one line that I could see being potent offensive wise. Wake he's a character. I'll put him out there. He's a character, but for 5 bods, I mean, they got him as a steal. He had close to 100 points last season with me. And then we're gonna move him up there with Hoodler and Cynical. I think they're gonna be really good together. Vanny is an awesome player too, and I've heard that him and Brooksy have kind of set aside their differences to try to make a playoff run, and they've played together in the past. So there is some chemistry there, despite their rocky relationship. I see them making a huge playoff push, and they have a lot of room to bring me over there if they're interested. So.
Yeah, and they also have Kelly 74 over there. Him and Vanny. They've been on teams, 2 other teams together. I know for sure, and I want to say when Vanny had a team, he lost the code, and Kelly come up and code for him. So I know they got some chemistry too. It's just, I mean, that's gonna be a great team as long as all them personalities can, stay without the toxing each other out. So they know.
Yeah, they definitely got a lot of personality in that locker room.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So it'll be interesting to see how that folds out. Good luck to Jules. I'd be pulling my hair out. Hoodler knows I love him, but he knows he drives me crazy at times. Same with Vanny. So if I was the captain, I would just pull my hair out right now. But that's just the difference between me and those guys. They're good players. They don't mean no harm, but they know how to get under people's skin, and then everyone tags them with the toxic name.
Yep, I hear you. Yeah, I like all of them guys too. They're fun. This will bring us to like a little bit over the halfway point through the teams. If we go to the last team in the Brent West, which is the Saskatoon Blades, Sancho and Cash Cush.
Yes, 2 good players right there. I've played against Cash Kush, captain against him. I got drafted by him when him and Hoots had the Blades. So, and they have Hoots back over there too. So you got the chemistry between Kush and Hoots, and then they play a lot with Sync Show. Um, I think, God, I don't know if Sync Show was on the Blades this season I was there or not, but I want to say he was the Blades before. But I know they've been playing a lot together. And then you bring in J Hubs, had a great season last season. Shaq Diesel and Heroic Frost, both of them excellent players as well. So I think the Blades did a really good job in the draft. Got Epic hiding there. My eyes are going blind. Epic at 14 is a really good pickup with him on defense. The Blades have always had some good teams. Always made some playoff runs. I think their roster this time around is looking better than their roster from the previous season. But Kush was over here with the Blades, so good luck to them. Another team that could look really strong and just don't know what's going to happen right now.
Yeah, I've played a lot with some of those guys over there. I haven't played with Epic recently, but he was the guy that when he was in the league we were playing with quite a bit, and I'm sure he's no different. So I'm expecting him to have a good season. J Hubs was awesome last season. I heard he's great goalie, and I don't think I've ever seen him play net, but they got a lot of offense. I think a question mark is if they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. And
oh, fuck.
I'm back. That was weird.
All right, yeah, we're still streaming. I went to go shut my camera off and I hit the end button.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember where I was. I was talking about the Blades, but basically I was saying J Hubs, Epic, they're going to be a good combo, and I think they got a lot of offense. I don't know if they're going to shoot themselves in the foot and be in the box a lot. It seems like they love to hit. They're big body guys.
Yeah, I like the big hitters, but with this game you see a lot of 5-minute majors with it, so it'll be interesting to see how they are, if that's what they're going after, other than hits.
Okay, well, that brings us to the halfway point pretty much. I think we went over one extra team, but if you want to roll into the next team, that brings me to the Capitals. That's Drew North Division, Orbit Save, and Ninja Pancake.
All right, yeah, I'll have to scroll over and find them.
All right, I'll start with these guys. They drafted Huz for 30 bods. That's one of their big guys. Bo Horvat Jr. 19 and Rico 505 for 26 bods. A couple other Moose veterans in Yorktown. Penn's 58 fan. I always get confused on that, if that's his kid or if that's him. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know if they're going to have enough offense to put it all together. They're another team that I would say maybe a little bit below the bubble. They're definitely going to need to make one or two moves, I think, to compete with some of these higher offensive teams.
Yeah, I had Orbit on my team last season. I made a trade for him. I think he can produce some offense. He only had a few bad games for us, but he's around the right guys that have his same play style. He can get some stuff going. Ninja Pancake captained the Phantoms last season. I'm not sure if he's going to play out or if he's going to play in net. And then you got Hubs. He's been a great D, man. And then Bo Holbert over there, great left winger. With Rico, I don't know how Bo and Rico, if they know each other, if they'll play well together. Rico is a center, was here quite a while ago. So yeah, not sure what, not really quite sure about what they're going to have for a line or where the Capitals are going to fall in. They got some good names over there, but I think once time going, they might have to make a few moves to really get up with some of these other teams.
Yeah, and I think that just comes with, the league growing has brought in a lot of better players, and that's cool to see. I like to see the talent come up. I was a little nervous to see if I would even get nominated this season just because of how many good players are coming back to the league. And that's what we want to see. So yeah, it's going to take more than luck to get into the playoffs this season. You're going to need to do good in the draft. You're going to need to do good managing your team and make big trades. So if you can put it all together, then guess we'll see you in the Moose finals. So I got the Columbus Blue Jackets next, the Drew North, owned by, oh, okay, that must be right, Penn 71 fan. What a dick move, doesn't bid on his kid. And then Viral.
Yeah, Pens and Viral. Viral, he captained the MAHL last season with the Penguins. Believe they were the Cup winners. Pens fan has captained a couple teams in the MHL, been around the MHL for a long time, dating back to the early days, I'm sure. So I do know that they both know the players, they both know the style of players they want to play around and have with them. They know how to run teams. So I don't have any doubt that they'll be a good competitive team. I'm not sure how far they'll make it through the playoffs without watching them play. They got a good goalie in Darius. They got probably over there CS6, Red Squadron, defensive cup champ from last season, Ed, and John Monkey, a great left winger, making a return to Moose this season. But I think they have some potential. Just have to revisit them after week 1 and see how they do there.
Yeah, I think a couple guys that stand out to me on their roster outside of the captains would be what's his name? Here he is, John Monkey. He was a guy that I think was in the Moose a while back. I remember him being on your Mallard squad. Holy shit, laundry's done. So he was on your Mallard squad.
Yeah, he was my co-captain.
Yeah, and he's been awesome to play with. I mean, I think I have a lot of chemistry playing with him. He can finish, he can pass, he can pretty much do anything you want him to do when it comes to the offensive side. I think he'll be a great combination with Ed. They're two players that they're not greedy. They'll both move the puck and they'll shoot if they need to. So I think they're going to be a good combination. I'm hoping that they can get this Super Dave guy clicking because I've heard good things about him too. And then you got Darius and Net, who's been a captain before. He knows what it takes to make it to the playoffs, and he's solid back there. So they have potential, like you said.
Yeah, definitely. And on their bad nights, you got guys like Ed on your team and John Monkey on your team. If you're having a bad night, them guys in your party, you don't even realize it's a bad night. They're just that good of teammates that keep the spirits up all around. So
I've played with Ed. He's a funny guy. He's definitely on my list of top 10 Moose guys you'd want to play with.
Definitely.
Especially if he's got the mullet unlocked for the season.
All right.
Okay, we got the Drew North Pittsburgh Penguins, Big Koopy Poopy, and Oakland Dad.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a fun team. Oakland Dad seems to stay kind of quiet. Koopy Poopy, I see talk a lot, joke around with him in the captain's chat here and there. I think they're be pretty good together and running the team. They got Off Walker over there and Jay Resnick, Salty Kitten. So they got a few names that I'm aware of. And Off Miller, played with him one season with the Blades, and Off Walker, another Cup champion from the Lightning last season. The other guys I'm not sure of just yet. So, but very interesting to see how it comes out. The guys I do know over there are good players. So it's another one I'll have to revisit after the first week of play.
Yeah, they're a team that I think would be listed in a lot of potential range. Offwalker was a guy that I think was really sought after his performance last season. So they were able to sign him and I think it's his brother. So I'm guessing that he's pretty decent as well. Pairing them two with J-Rez, who got his first big payday in the Moose, coming home with a 15 baud paycheck. Shout out to him and his show. I think they're going to be doing some episodes here coming up soon with the Lockdown After Hours. So I think he's going to have another really good season and potentially maybe even a little bit better, surrounding him with some guys that I think might have a little bit more offensive talent. So they're a bubble team, got a little bit of cap space. We'll see what happens after a few weeks in the season.
Right. Yep, definitely. All right, let's move on to our next one.
We got the LA Kings, Drew North, Mr. Master, and Willis.
Mr. Master
97.
and Willis, yeah. Them guys have a lot of chemistry going way back many years. Both were in the Moose quite a while ago. Master's been back for a while. Willis just returning this season. He used to be I Pound Pucks. He was Ico X15 at one time, not the Ico that a lot of people think of when I say it. But this was a very cool, awesome, good player, good personality, good attitude, good for the league guy that had a tag Eichel. So not the one people are saying. So we're not going to associate with that now. But yeah, Willis, good to see him back and teaming up with Mr. Master. So right there, you got two of the forwards that are that are powerful. Oh, they have Hoots. I thought Hoots was over with the Blades, so I made a mistake there as well. Uh, well, if you have Master and Willis both on wings and Hoots at center, I think you have a really deadly forward line right there. Prophets of Rage in net. Born in Storm, he can also come in and play center, give you a solid game. Eki, Quinman, Schroeder, I believe, is part-time, or maybe not at 27 bods, but Schroeder, real good forward, knows how to get some offense going. And then Death Maul, been playing with him outside of Moose, and I'm actually impressed. I heard some stuff about him last season, but I didn't hear a whole lot, and I got to play with him here recently outside of Moose, and I really enjoyed playing D with him. Got to see him play some games in that as well. So I'm not sure what he's playing here in the Moose, but they do have some good guys for the back end, definitely a forward line. I think Mr. Master and Willis knew what they were going after and put a good team together. They probably won't have to make trades right out of the gate. See how things go. If they do make some trades, I can only see it getting better.
Yeah, I think they got a good squad. They definitely don't have any holes in their lineup when they have all of their starters, and I'm guessing that it's going to be Master, Willis, Hoots, Rage, Quinman, and Sheldor. So I think that'll probably be their starters. But they don't have any slouches on their team, so I think that they're going to be a playoff-bound team. Even with Mr. Master overbidding a little bit on Sheldor, I think he typed in the wrong number. So that's always funny when it happens, is when it's not you.
Yeah, he was explaining that after the draft, but yeah, at least one person does it every year, and it is hilarious until it is you. I'm sure the guys that do it have big regrets afterwards.
Yeah, and to that, I've seen it way worse. I think someone typed in like a 40 something once. It wasn't 20. So
yeah, I think
it's been worse.
I think the player was still in the teens or maybe the 20s, but yeah, they fat fingered a 4 and it jumped like 20 bods on the bid.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it for the Kings. I don't think we went over the St. Louis Blues. That's the last team in the Drew North, and they're owned by St. Louis Blues 2-1 or 9. Can't see this damn sheet. 9-1-3-1, and Grew, another Moose veteran.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, they both are Moose veterans. They're St. Louis Blues. Used to be known as B.D. Smith. He was actually the first captain I had when I joined the Moose Hockey League. Quite crazy. So he's come back, played a couple seasons now since he's been back, and came in to help the league with MEC. Grew has as well, and then now they've teamed up to take a team. Numbers were skyrocketing on the sign-ups, and captain interest is there, but not. I think just didn't have enough for what we had sign-ups. So some MEC guys stepped in. So thanks to them guys stepping up. And they got Lacara, old school. Vet McGilla, welcome back McGilla, Legion, Viz, all them guys. So they got a pretty good old school team going on. Lacara and Spudweiser, Own Distress, some newer Moose guys that are excellent players. Yeah, I think Blues and Grew did a really good job on their draft. A lot of the new Moose members that have been around a few seasons might not recognize some of these names, but they were our Speedy Dubs, also an old Moose guy. So these guys kind of built a half team of the new Moose and half team of the old Moose from the original days. So good job there, Blues. Be really excited to see how these guys are when they get on the ice.
Yeah, it'll be a fun team to play for. Legion's always a funny guy. If anyone doesn't know him, he's always really funny to play with. I've never had a bad time playing with Viz either. I don't know if he's been playing in other leagues, but as far as I know, I always see him in the chat. He never really quite makes it to the sign-up sheet, so this is the first time we've seen him in a long time. I don't know if he's first time back in league play or if He's playing in other leagues. I'll see how fresh he is, but going for 30 bods, you're expecting a really good performance out of him, offensive-wise. And then Own Distress, I think, was probably one of their better pickups, and Spudweiser, one of the better pickups that they got for really cheap. I've played quite a bit with Spud. He can definitely finish. If he has some guys next to him that can move the puck, he's definitely one of their underrated players. And yeah, I think they might be a team that could sneak into the playoffs.
I think they have the potential to get there definitely, and they have the experience with these older guys that have been around the Moose, and they also play in other leagues with a lot of these guys too. So I do see them as being a playoff team. I think I like their. I don't think if I were them, I probably wouldn't make any moves because just knowing what I know of these players, their personalities, I think are gonna click real well, and I think they'll all do well on the ice together too. So I think he's got a good. I'm not going to say they're make a Final Four. Might not. I don't see him winning the Moose Cup right now. I might feel differently after a few weeks watching them play, but I do think they're going to have a good competitive season.
For sure. Okay, well, we'll move into the last division, the Drew South. I think we went over the Thunder, but we got still 4 other teams. We have the Edmonton Oilers, owned by the Clumsy Ninja and AT43.
Yeah, Clumsy Ninja, keeping the Oilers around. He's had the Oilers here a few times, returning them from last season as well, bringing AT43 from the Rangers over here. Now that's a good pickup for him. A lot of people know AT from the other leagues or just around the NHL community altogether. So you take his skill and talent, you take him off the draft board. He starts off with the guy, $30, $40 player. Whether AT wants to go that high or what, a lot of people are going to pay that. It is ridiculous for anyone to go that high, but it happens, and he's one of them players that it would have happened to.
Yeah, I think it was smart for Clumsy to be able to scoop him up. Definitely a team that I have on my sites as a team to watch, and Uzi Snipe going only for 6 bods. I don't know if any of the captains were just not paying attention to what he did last season, but I think they got him for way too cheap. He was a guy that I saw from right off the jump. I mean, Clumsy was going to try to get him again. So for 6 bods, I think that was a steal. Same with Dreamer. I know that they have some good chemistry together. Yates really produced last season. And Upshaw is just a fun guy to play with. He can play any position you want to put him in. So they have a lot of guys that can move and blend to these other guys. So I think they're going to be a definite playoff team. AT43, definitely a top 5 forward, I think, in the league.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, they brought back Uzi Snipes and Dreamer, so there's some chem going on there. They got Yates over there, as you said. Upshaw can play anywhere you put him, and he's going to play it well. He's a team player. JT Cross making a return this season for 7 bods over there with the Oilers. And then you have Hone Rules coming in 11 bods, Moose rookie. Could have been one of those that really could have skyrocketed. I know I've never played with Hone Rules. I know a lot of the guys that play, he's played around. I've seen him in the bigger league over there. So I just imagine, they have a lot of skill right here. Clumsy's been doing really good building his teams, getting better each season. Had a good run last season. Just bringing AT43 over here is going to help him out.
Yeah, saved them a lot of cap, and I think that they got a good chance this season to go a little bit deeper into the playoffs.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, shout out to Ninja. He just keeps building onto the Oilers each season. Each season he's coming out of the drafts better. He's making the moves he needs to make during the season. He's had playoff runs each time's going farther. So, will this be the season we see him there, or is he going to need a few more?
To his credit, I mean, it takes something to get some of these higher tier players to want to captain with you. So he's doing something right, that's for sure.
Yes, definitely.
Before we go into the next team in the Drew South, just wanted to give everyone a heads up. If you do like the media shows, we do have a lot more stuff coming. Again, to any of the players that went undrafted, we're going to be running some things on Sundays. It's going to get everyone involved. We're going to track your stats. Captains are going to be encouraged to watch, and you're going to have a better chance to get picked up. There's also going to be some more media shows. I know as of this Friday, the Lockdown After Hours crew is going to be having a show this Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Lacaro is going to be on the show. Jay Resnick. They got some event or some segment called the Wheel of Fail. They're going to have some prizes, and then they're going to have the Raging Resnick. So pay attention to that show if you're interested into more Moose media and to see what's going around the Moose.
Yeah, the Raging Resnicks, those are good segments. I've been enjoying them.
Cool. Well, I'll tune in for that on Friday. That's again at 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm sure someone will be posting the link in the chats. All right, so we'll move to the next team in the Drew South. New ownership this season, same name. Hopefully some different results. Jets Killer and Who Used All the TP are owning the Lehigh Valley Phantoms.
Yeah, Jets Killer. He's captained many times in the Moose Hockey League, the AHL and the NHL. Last time he captained in the NHL, I believe, Who Used All the TP was his co-captain then too. So he jumps off and gets fast for $33. Kind of, I think everyone knew that he would be going after fast. I think he might have got him a little cheaper. I think people might have could have bid him up more if they wanted. He was fast counter the Moose. He was referred by Jets when he first countered the Moose, and Jets has been wanting to play with him. I think he might have had him once before too. Fast also making a return this season. They have Don't Hate and they have Flexible Pancake, long-time Moose vet. Same with WG Phil. They picked up that odd guy. That's good at 10 BOD for that one odd guy. He is part-time this season, kind of coming over from 239 to check the Moose out. So yeah, welcome to the league, Odd. And then they have John also coming over from the other league this season. Been playing a lot of pick sixes. Been a real good player in them tournaments. He went for 2 bods. I think that's a steal too. People are gonna find out as the first couple weeks get going.
Sweet. Well, that's some new info for me because those were 2 guys on my list that I was like, they're low bod guys. I don't really know them too much, but sounds like they have some potential there. I know a big part of their offense is going to be Faust. I mean, he's got the talent. This game is just a little bit different. I don't know if they're going to have enough to help him. I know Phil, I've played with him quite a bit, and he's been a really good offensive guy. So hopefully with them 2 together, I think they're going to have, quite enough offense to beat or compete at least with most of the teams. But with Faust out of the lineup, I think they're going to struggle most nights trying to scrape together wins really without him.
Yeah, we'll have to see how the week 1 goes with these other players. If they have Pancake in net, he's got the nets. It's solid, so that'll help out. And if they do have Fast and Phil up there scoring, or John up there scoring for them, I think they'll do well. I don't know how far I can say the Phantoms will go right now. They're not going to go winless, and I do believe that they're already looking better than the Phantoms from last season.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Good point.
All right,
all right. Well, let me segue into my team. I guess that's the Drew South, and we are the Winnipeg Jets, owned by Cezanne. I always say it wrong. He'll probably correct me again. Cezanne, maybe, and Lebranto. I know I said here earlier that I wouldn't mind going over to Vegas. Yeah, I'm not trying to get out of Winnipeg. Someone already tagged me in the chat asking me if I want out. No, I actually think we have a really competitive team. Excited to have SBDR. I'm hoping that we can get him in as many games as possible. I think our team might fall into the same category as a couple of the other teams that, without him, we're definitely not going to be the same team. I haven't played with this Marty McFly, but I've heard awesome things about him. S42, he's a good center. I think you know what you get with him. Panarin is another guy that's been out of the Moose for a little bit, also known as Slavsky. I think he's a great offensive guy. And so I think our team has some potential. I just don't know if we're going to be able to put it all together. I think that's going to be found out within the first couple weeks if we can string some wins together.
Yeah, I think this is the first time I actually got to look at the Jets roster, to be honest, and I like what I see. Ace takes a lot of crap in the chat. Sometimes he might put it out there to stir a little up. Sometimes they just come after him. chat's chat, but on the ice, he's done very well when he's been here playing. So I think you got a good player there, and like you said, Panarin is a real solid forward. He's been going to school, and some of his classes are nice, so he hasn't been around to get the moose times in. So now with the shutdowns and everything, school being canceled, he was happy to come back and get in this season. So good to see him back. I think him and Ace, I think along with you, can play really well together. You got SB over there, another Cup champion coming off of the Lightning. So forward wise, you guys are looking good. You got Bear to Jess and Kurdog for defense. Kurdog can also play net, and you got Torn Hillbilly in there for net as well. I think really you're solid all around. Lebronto is an excellent goalie, but he also, I believe, can play anywhere else. So I think I see some good things for the Jets. I do. I mean, yeah, I do like it on paper. I like the players that you got on there.
Yeah, I think we can do something with it. That's for sure. All right, last team on my list is the Brampton Beast, owned by Lizard King and Red Spore. So I guess I'll just jump into it because I don't know too much about this team other than really I know Scrub and I know Chicken. And then they got a whole host of guys that I really never heard of. So I don't know if this is a buddy team. I do see a couple of highly paid guys in, just I guess just one, Jarvis 96, 36 bods. So obviously anytime you're taking home that much of your team's salary, you're obviously expecting a lot from that person. So I'm guessing that's going to be their go-to offensive guy. But I don't know. Tell me what you think about this team outside of Chicken. I mean, Chicken's a great player. I thought he did really good last season. I think he's a little upset that he didn't end up with his buddies over in Florida. But we'll see what happens for them.
Yeah, I think Chicken should just kind of sit back and play this out till after week one because, to tell the truth, I think the Brampton Beasts are going to surprise a lot of people right now. Rookie Lizard King coming in. Yeah, got in through a little loophole there as being a rookie captain. Actually, I'm just the scrub. X3 was the captain. The Brampton Beast Lizard King was the co-captain. They had met in a couple other leagues. Lizard King was running a league and a team in another league. They were trying to call it the VHL. It lasted like a week. But yeah, that's Scrub was on his team over there. I checked into that. That's kind of how I knew about Lizard King and Red Sport. And I think that's where Jarvis come from. Or Reckless Mini was definitely on Lizard King's team over there. But yeah, with Scrub, had some stuff come up, had a dropout. Lizard King really wanted to keep the team, so we let him bring Red Sport over to be his co-captain. So I knew they were probably going to pick up Scrub. That's going to help us out. Reckless Mini is a really good player. And then Jarvis, yeah, Green Thumb Hippie over there. I don't know a lot about the players, but I know that this basically are some of the guys he had on his team in this VHL. And the VHL lasted, I think, no more than 3 nights of games. These guys wiped everyone out like they were the Tampa Bay Lightning, and that league folded up. So they can be very dangerous. They put together the team. They got the guys they wanted, but you're paying 15, 7, 12, 36. So they didn't just walk in and get a bunch of ringers at dollar buys. They paid for them. It's
Cool. Well, we'll see what the Brampton Beasts have to say week one. I'm excited to see all the teams in the summer season. It's not like this to see as much activity in the summer season, so it's cool to see the growth, and it's awesome to see all the different things popping up in the Moose and some new additions to the media team. So I think it's going to be a great season.
Yeah, very happy to have the growth. And yeah, and going into summer, as you know, summer's usually our small time of the year or our smaller session of the year. We know that going in, so when season 42 closed up, we went in expecting to be, we usually drop a few teams, so we dropped 4 teams, and suddenly we needed them 4 teams back and wish we could have added more. So the guys that went undrafted, it's not over. You're still very much part of the league. If you do the Sunday games, the proving grounds, you're getting stats for that. Then stats will travel with you when you get picked up. They are your career stats. You're standing out in there, you're definitely going to get some media coverage. We got a lot of media shows coming. We have the After Hours is confirmed. I'll be doing a show once or twice a week, if not more. I would like to do start some series of the week commentary. I'm not really good at commentary, but I can whip up some player stats and get you some information on players real quick. So if anyone's interested in commentary games and wants to get with me to do some of that once or twice a week, send me a DM or hit me up sometime, and we love to discuss it and get some help with that going on more for the league and media. But Hoodler will be having his shows after hours. I'll be doing shows. Hopefully Zero will keep joining me.
Yeah, I'll be joining you. I know Rye Guy's got some plans for Sunday as
Yep.
well to help us stream those games, and he's going to be doing his own little show. So
Yes.
I think if we can keep it consistent, we're going to be looking really good, and I'm happy to have everyone stay tuned for what we have. So
Yep.
that's all I got.
I was gonna bring up I was gonna bring up the Rye Guy show, but I wasn't. I talked to him earlier, and I wasn't sure if he was ready to go poke that or not. But yeah, that's great. Rye Guy will be doing. He's got the Sunday time slot, but the providing ground streaming and doing a little show involved with that, I believe. So, and I believe he's got some giveaways coming up on his shows too. He was mentioning. So yeah, a lot of media looking to pick up this season. Still have Hollywood behind the scenes helping out with some videos, players of the week. We got Just Donnie that helps us behind the scenes too with media. I'm always looking for more media help. I see guys that posted in the help wanted. If I haven't given you a thumbs up or anyone hasn't got a hold of you, just sit tight. We will be busy week after the draft, so we, if you're interested, just keep letting us know, and we'll start helping out, getting more people on media, getting more media going for the league.
Cool. Well, I think we did it in like literally just over an hour. So we made it through 20 teams. Hopefully that means in a week or two we'll be able to run through and give some power rankings, give you guys an update on where we are a week after the draft.
That sounds good. I'll look forward to it. I hope the community does too. We'll see you next week, Moose.
All right. See you guys. Bye.